Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed some of those clips there. I want to bring you into the MotionCam app to show you how I decided to record and kind of mess with the clips that I got. So first of all here, you can see I am in RAW video. So I was choosing to shoot in RAW video because that's how I'm going to be able to get most of the additional stuff afterwards. 4K, main lens you could choose between the lenses. Like I mentioned in my last video, OIS is now available on the Vivo X100 Pro, which is awesome. So super happy about that. And my screen here, it is very purple. That is because I enjoy having the overlay warnings here. You can see the little explanation. The purple is going to be crushed. The orange is going to be overexposed. It's going to be clipped in the highlights like so. If I hold a bright light below right there. Another thing here is you're going to see our raw histogram up in the corner. If you tap on that, it can get bigger for you to help you see. The numbers here, any percentage on the right side is going to be a clipped highlight, and any percentage on the left side is going to be a crushed shadow. So you can use that for what you want here. I believe these are the separate channels down here. Huge thanks to Ragu on the Discord. He's always explaining, always teaching me what all the stuff is for. So yeah, you've got, I believe, the separate color channels there as well. And then the middle number here is going to be, I think, the overall like luminance value from 0 to 1,000. So you can see we're at 9 right now, so almost completely crushed. And then if I bring this light right here and shove it in, you can see, there we go, 992, almost 1,000. So use that for what you will as well. All right, and so we're going to come in, we're going to hit record. There we go. We are going to record our clip. You can see RAW takes a huge amount of space, so do be aware of that if you're going to be shooting a bunch of RAW. Just a couple seconds is going to give us almost like half a gig right there. And then where all the magic is going to end up happening is going to be in the Manage Video section. So come in here, you can see all of my previous little clips that we've done here. I have a certain one in mind that I want to show. I think it was this one right here. So what we're going to do is going to come into the Edit Video tab here. Oops, no, not that one. It's a different one, this one. So come into Edit Video. And this is where we're going to be able to kind of raise our shadows and everything here. So the raw video recording you're getting, in my case, it was 30 FPS of like raw photo frames. That's how this works. It's 30 DNGs per second. So we're going to be able to manipulate this a lot here. So let's just come in here. All of my previous settings and everything, it looks like we're still saved. So we're going to start from 0 here as if I had just recorded it. And the first thing that I always like to do is come down here to the bottom to export options here. So right off the bat, these top 2 are going to be available from the start, but you can actually make your own here. You can see the save button. So you can see I have a little ProRes option there. I wanted to export in ProRes for this because I wanted to do a little bit of editing after as well. So what I ended up doing was go to the video codec. You can choose ProRes like so. I kept color space to auto, but you've got a ton of options there like you can see. And then I wanted to export to 709. So transfer function at that. And let's see, so the profile right here is for ProRes. You can choose which ProRes profile. I went with standard just because I tried some of the high quality ones, some of the HQ ones, and I was getting some frame drops. So I'm not sure if the Dimensity 9300 is good enough to kind of keep up with that. But yeah, you can see there we're going to get 10-bit and we're going to get 422. So, and you can see our little preview up here at the top has actually changed once we've done this, because we are going to 709. Before it was, what was it? It was like HLG. So you can see it does affect that as well. And since I'm going to be exporting in 709, this is what I want to show the editing tab with, just so I can be more aware of what the final product could look like. All right, so once I have my, my export settings set, then I'm going to come into the Edit tab here, and this is where we are going to be able to play around. You can see under the render settings, we have some different options here. First of all, if you come up here, there's this little eyeball here. If we click this, it's going to give a preview of what the scene might look like. So that's what we're looking like here. I tried to expose for the lights. I thought it was a pretty good level between highlights and shadows here, but we're actually going to be able to come in here and boost the shadows quite a bit more. So even, let's bring it up to like 20% so you can see how that looks. And then once we bring that up, we can come back to our eyeball here. And there we go. We can see just how much more we were able to get out of the shadows here. I actually think this is maybe a bit too much for my liking. So bring it down to like maybe 10-ish. Check that out. There we go. That's more in line with kind of what I like. So we might leave it at 10 there. You could boost the contrast. You can see how that's changing our preview there. We could go up to like 80% or something. Check the preview, see what that looks like. You can add contrast there. White point as well. Get that back to 0. Black as well, and then even saturation and such like that. So really nifty to have tons of options here. I find that usually shadow is the only one that I end up using. Sometimes contrast as well, boost the contrast a bit, but shadow is the most important one for me here because then I do more editing in Davinci afterwards. So you can come in, you can add some sharpness, some detail. 10% usually seems pretty nice. Then we come down to the noise reduction tab. If it's a pretty dark scene, you can bump this up to high noise. So you're going to get 8 frames for the temporal noise reduction. And that basically means it's combining nearby frames to help kind of minimize the noise. And I find that it works really well here on MotionCam. But maybe for this scene, it's probably not going to be too bad. So we could stick with something like low noise. And you can see it auto adjust. Spatial noise reduction is just kind of like the normal kind of noise reduction that you're probably used to. And then, yeah, so that's basically all of the important things that I end up using here in this little section. You could do LUTs as well. If you have some LUTs that you want to apply, you could do so. Let's check our image one more time. There we go. So that's about what it's going to be looking like here. So once we have it how we think we are going to like it, we can come down to the very bottom and hit add to queue. We can come over to our task queue here and we can see that it is processing right here at the top. And you can see I have tons of other ones that I've done. So doing ProRes, it is going to be pretty demanding on your device. It is going to take a while. You can see it's only at like 2.5 frames per second for processing speed. So if you do a ton of these in a row, your device is probably going to heat up. It might slow down a bit and stuff like that. You're probably going to take a chunk out of your battery if you're exporting a ton of these in like a batch kind of thing. But yeah, this is what I did. I definitely recommend trying it out. Always basically exposed to the level of highlights that you want. So exposed to the right, and then you can bring up shadows. You're going to get the most dynamic range out of doing that. One more little thing here is you can come into edit photo. And this is actually what I like to do for photography sometimes using the app. So like I mentioned before, this is literally 30 raw DNGs per second. So you can come in here and choose a part. It's probably going to take a minute to show that. So we'll just come in early. Let's say I want to use this scene for photography here. It's basically the same thing. So you can come in here. You've got all of this stuff here. There you go. It has some auto set a couple things there. So we can come in like so. Maybe you like that. Do something like that. Come in. Oh, there we go. You can hit flat or auto to change it a bit there. Oh, there we go. Flat's going to bring it back to to that. Maybe auto's the best one there. But yeah, you can come in, do sharpness, detail. Again, with the temporal noise reduction, you can bump that way up. If it's like a really noisy photo, you can do this to really be able to get some better low light shots. And then, yeah, you can come down. You can actually see some of the information there. So you can see my shutter speed was actually 1/120. So not quite 1/60. And yeah, you can choose your options. You can save as a DNG. You can apply noise reduction to the DNG. So that will be including the noise reduction that we decide to do here. And yeah, quite simple. Boom, download it. And that is going to export to your normal kind of camera roll or your whatever album app you use. And then you can just take that DNG into whatever editing software you use, and just like that. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Let me know if you want to see more MotionCam stuff. I'm kind of waiting. There's supposed to be a pretty big new release here around the corner coming for MotionCam, so I might wait until then to do like sort of a major overall video again. But yeah, of course, thank you so much again, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.